Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're setting the stage for a truly mind-bending journey. We're looking exactly 3 decades past the 2020s, straight into the year 2050. Technology is advancing at such a blistering pace that it's literally turning yesterday's science fiction into today's reality. But what does the world actually look like when these current trends reach their futuristic conclusions? Well, based on recent technological predictions and data, we're going to explore how our lives will fundamentally change. We've synthesized this fascinating source material into a clear, structured roadmap for you. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. 1. Upgrading the human mind. 2. The fully automated home. 3. Work, school, and metaverse. 4. Moving around the globe. And 5. Expanding beyond our planet. Section 1. Upgrading the human mind. The intimate future of nanotech and medicine.
So let's start small, like microscopic small. BCI, or brain-computer interface, is this incredible technology that integrates the human mind directly with computers. It allows for seamless, rapid access to the virtual world and endless information. Experts believe that by 2050, nanobots could actually be fitted directly into our brains. The human mind and the computer essentially become one. If we reach this stage of nanotechnology, we won't need to carry around smartphones or calculators anymore. The barrier between a question popping up in your head and getting the answer from the internet, it disappears entirely. Think about being a student in this future. Complex math and problem solving could become absolutely effortless, all because you have the computational power of a machine wired right into your thoughts. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive leap we're talking about. Currently, we rely on gadgets, we compute things manually, and we all face the finality of death. But by connecting the brain to a computer through BCI, that information could literally be transferred into a hard disk, exactly like computer files. We're talking about retrieving and uploading human memories. The very finality of death might actually be bypassed by transferring your brain's data. It's wild to think about.
Just imagine the best minds in every field could be preserved and able to continue working on innovations indefinitely. Think about what that means for human progress. If memories and consciousness can be uploaded, they could potentially be placed into advanced humanoid robots. The greatest scientists, doctors, and engineers wouldn't be lost to time. They could just keep innovating. And right alongside this, the medical advancements pushing us toward 2050 suggest that serious diseases, even cancer, could finally be completely cured along the way. However, there is a highly important caveat here. History and data consistently show us that whenever revolutionary, life-saving medical technology first emerges, early access is exclusively for the wealthy. These incredible advancements, from curing cancer to memory uploading, will initially be completely inaccessible to the vast majority of the global population. Most people will just have to wait for the technology to scale and eventually become affordable.
Section 2. The fully automated home. AI, 3D printing, and the end of chores.
Now, let's step outside the body and look at our immediate surroundings. When it comes to entertainment, interactive hologram televisions are going to replace those black plastic rectangles we currently mount on our walls. And you won't even need a remote control. You can just verbally call up your TV, and boom, a hologram appears right in front of you. Imagine if you never had to search between the couch cushions for a remote ever again. Because you'll control this hologram TV entirely with your mind, using that exact same nanotechnology we were just talking about. This kind of automation represents a massive shift toward a cashless, hyper-automated society. Think about your kitchen. First, your AI-powered smart fridge senses you're running low on milk. Next, it automatically orders your preferred brand using decentralized finance. And finally, your groceries are delivered automatically right to your home. We won't need cash, and honestly, we might not even need to think about doing our own grocery shopping ever again. The pantry just stocks itself.
The way we acquire everyday objects is also going to change drastically, mostly thanks to 3D printing. And the future goes way beyond those simple plastic trinkets we see today. We're looking at a world of open-source files where anyone can just print their own tools and furniture. If machines get large enough, we could even print our own large-scale transportation. Now, of course, this also opens the door to printing dangerous items like weapons, but incredibly, researchers suggest we could even develop affordable 3D printers for food. If you can print sustainable nutrition on demand, we could be looking at a viable technological solution to actually end world hunger, despite the ongoing challenges of global warming. It's a real game changer.
Section 3. Work, School, and Metaverse. Redefining our daily purpose and reality.
Now, what's really interesting about this is just how massive the impending disruption to the global workforce is going to be. By 2050, experts project that a staggering 50% of current jobs will be taken by AI and robots. AI is literally predicted to surpass the processing power of living brains. Now, I know this sounds a whole lot like the premise of a robo-apocalypse movie, but scientists are actively working on how to impart human values into AI to prevent exactly that. Still, the reality is undeniable. The workforce will face massive disruption, and a lot of us will need to seriously consider a career change.
And education is completely transforming to match this new world. Schools are going to be totally digital and bookless, with paper completely phased out in favor of tablets and laptops. A staggering 70% of higher education is expected to shift entirely online, which actually makes globalized learning much more accessible to everyone. But here's the kicker. Those online degrees might be taught and graded by AI-powered robots. They'll prepare the materials, give the lectures, and mark your work. And unfortunately for the students of 2050, I highly doubt you'll be able to sweet-talk an AI professor into giving you a deadline extension.
Then there's the metaverse. This is a fully simulated reality where you could take a virtual family holiday to your favorite destination, interacting through digital avatars, all without actually stepping foot outside your living room. It's a fascinating concept derived directly from the source material, but it really does make you wonder. If the metaverse allows us to be so deeply connected virtually, does it actually mean we'll end up staying further apart physically? Section 4. Moving around the globe. Automation, speed, and clean energy. So, zooming out to our global infrastructure, the daily commute is getting a massive upgrade. It's going to be dominated by fully automated, self-driving vehicles. Because these vehicles will constantly communicate and collaborate directly with city traffic control systems, we can expect a drastic reduction in traffic-related deaths. But beyond safety, I want you to imagine reclaiming all that stressful time you currently spend just staring at the bumper of the car in front of you. Without needing to actually pilot the vehicle, your commute becomes free time. You can relax, take a nap, or be highly productive while you travel. And for public transit, speed is absolutely the name of the game. 310 kilometers per hour. That is the historic speed achieved by the Hyperloop One project, a concept famously championed by Elon Musk. It aims to move public transportation completely underground using electromagnetic levitation. It represents a massive leap toward faster, cheaper, and incredibly efficient travel across huge distances. But to power the whole shebang, we need a complete energy revolution. We have to move away from carbon-emitting fossil fuels. So we'll see massive harnessing of solar and wind power. But perhaps even more uniquely, incredible advancements are happening right now in ocean thermal energy. The source material specifically highlights a project called Blue Rise, which specializes in ocean thermal energy conversion. Companies like this are in a literal race against time to completely phase out fossil fuels and mitigate the environmental disasters we are facing today. Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 5. Expanding beyond our planet. Leaving Earth and final thoughts. Space exploration is increasingly being viewed not just as a scientific endeavor, but as a genuine mitigating option for Earth's environmental challenges. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin have some incredibly ambitious goals. By 2050, they actually aim to make space tourism a reality. They want to expand our holiday destinations past the virtual metaverse and out into the physical cosmos, with their sights set on establishing actual human colonies on the Moon and even Mars. However, we've got to look at the full picture here. While the potential of humanity becoming an interplanetary species is absolutely phenomenal, the economic reality is pretty stark. A trip to orbit is going to be astronomically expensive, at least initially. Leaving the planet and experiencing this absolute pinnacle of human achievement will be exclusively reserved for the extremely wealthy. Which brings us to a final, highly provocative question derived straight from our source material. From nanobots in our brains and AI taking half our jobs, to a totally cashless society and human colonies on Mars, the technology is coming. The roots are already planted today. But will our current societal systems and structures actually be able to cope with these coming innovations? Will humanity withstand this incredible pace of change? It's something we all need to deeply consider as we march toward 2050. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today, and I strongly encourage you to keep learning, keep exploring, and keep questioning the future we are building.